Morning everybody, welcome back to another video. What I wanted to do, kind of a quick one today, and it covers in reference to some of the things I've mentioned in other videos, stuff I've talked about in my books, what I call the political cultist mentality. It's something that has become blatantly obvious for those who are not completely caught up into that cultist mentality. And when I say cultist mentality, it's not only in politics, it's in religions, it's in pretty much every program on this world. And what that is the people that accept or believe in a certain program will take and agree with whatever the leaders of that program tell them, regardless of whatever information may be presented to them, whatever the truth is in front of them, and they still accept whatever it is they are told. And you are seeing that now openly and blatantly within the political system recently, especially with Biden and with Trump. So I want to cover a few of those things that I've seen that's going on to show you what it is I'm talking about and why you need to be aware for yourself of what it is you are thinking, accepting, feeling, saying when you look at the programs of this world, if you want to be able to move beyond those programs. In a minute, Foxy. So some of the things they've been doing is they've been comparing the Democratic side, the news media, some of them, have been comparing Biden's COVID disease, so-called COVID, to Trump being shot. They say, well, Biden is older, and if he can recover from this, from having COVID for the second time and having had all the shots, that if he can recover, then that makes him just as strong, powerful a leader as Trump was after he was shot and came back after that. So they're trying to compare those two things together. Um, Personally, what I'm saying, my impression is what I've gotten from this is that he does not have COVID. That in fact they are using the idea of COVID, of him having COVID and not feeling well, as a reason for him to be able to step down from running for president gracefully. So he can do it with a little bit of dignity and tact, saying that he, under the medical advice, that because of the toll that will be taken on him throughout the campaign trail and being his president, that he is not going to be able to do it anymore because of what the COVID is doing to his body and how he's not going to be able to recover as well from it. I saw, whether that happens or not, that's one thing. But I feel that they put that in there simply to use that as an excuse in order to allow him to step down. You have people like Whoopi Goldberg who are showing this cultist mentality extremely openly, where she said before on their program that she doesn't care if Biden can't complete a sentence. She doesn't care if he's pooping in his pants all the time. She's going to vote for him anyway. She does not care. That is the cultist mentality. They accept what they're told. The news media and all the stuff that they've been telling you for the last 4 years about Biden's health and the things they've been saying the other way around about Trump and things that he has going on, the media has now been shown and proven. And you can look at the Hunter Biden laptop. You can look at the Russian conspiracy with the voting conspiracy with Russia and Trump and the dossier and all that kind of stuff that has all been shown and proven to be completely false. And yet those within the media and those within that party accepted that information openly and blatantly, even though they knew and evidence showed that it was a lie. Again, cultist mentality. And so that's what the media was doing. They're showing, and again, this is becoming more obvious. You also have it on the other side. Now that Trump was shot, that the people on the Republican side, of course, now are trying to be nice, because the people on the Democrat side, a lot of them, were saying that they are sorry that the shooter missed on Trump. They wish he had died, and so on, and the stuff that they've said about killing him. Whereas those on the Republican side now are saying how they really hope Biden recovers and does better after having COVID, that they're trying to take the higher road. You have the The Christian side of the Republican Party now is looking at what happened with Trump as divine intervention. They are accepting that concept that it was done and God helped him, which means he is supposed to be almost like a chosen one. And one thing I wanted to bring out that I haven't heard anybody mentioning about is that in Revelations chapter 13:3, there's a phrase in there. It talks about the beast. One of its heads seemed to have had a mortal wound, but its mortal wound was healed, and the whole earth marveled as they followed the beast. That's from the English Standard Version of the Bible. And basically talking about the concept of what many have said in the past is the Antichrist. The fact that Trump turned his head, that little bit that he turned his head prevented him from dying. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not saying that he is or he isn't, but what I wanted you to understand as well, and I've talked about this before, is that most of the concepts presented are backwards. The Antichrist is not the bad guy as outlined by the Bible and by the Christian people. It's actually the opposite. One of the other things that we've noticed, my wife and I both saw, my wife is very intuitive, and I can't remember, I'll think of what the word is in a minute. Anyway, she is empathic. She feels the people's emotions and things, and we watched a little bit of Trump at the convention. And what we've noticed is that there is an energetic change in his personality. The ego has been given a slap by the idea that the shooting, that he realized now that he is no longer invincible, that he can be hurt and taken out. It was a message to him. It could have even been a message from those in power saying, hey, we can take you out anytime we want. We all say it's from the Creator. But the concept is, what we've noticed is that Trump has changed. He has become a little bit different version of himself, and it will be interesting to see if that version of him, with a little bit less ego, is the version that continues to go forward, and if he ends up getting elected, how it affects what he does in office, because it will. And remember, I talked about, as we enter in the fourth dimensional matrix, that the political system has to change. And when you have something like this happening, and what we see is a large change in Trump's personality, in attitude, it could be a precursor to some of the changes that need to be made down the road. Anyway, just a couple of things I wanted to throw out there. So enjoy your day, everyone.